This is the second episode of Financial Aid 101. I'm going to talk about CalGrant. I want to debunk some myths and tell you some truths about this great source of free financial aid that does not have to be paid back. Compliments of the state of California. Welcome, Montgomery High School community. This is Richard Palo, College and Career Center, Montgomery High School, and I wanted to do today's podcast kind of to clear the air about the misconceptions about the CalGrant. So I wanted to give you some facts about the CalGrant, and I wanted to go over some common myths and things that students have wrong, and I just wanted to clear the air and clarify it. Okay, so CalGrant are free money from the state of California. So the state of California takes taxpayer money and apportions some of that to go to students. It creates a big pot of money, and the earlier you apply for CalGrant, the more likely the chance is that you're going to get CalGrant money, okay? So CalGrants, the first time you can apply for CalGrant is October 1st. October 1st is when the financial aid window opens up. The CalGrant uses your FAFSA application or your California DREAM Act application if you're an undocumented student for your CalGrant application. Okay, so the window for getting a CalGrant is October 1st to March 2nd. Okay, so you want to make that March 2nd deadline. Ideally, you want to have your FAFSA or your California DREAM Act application processed between Christmas and New Year's, to get the maximum amount of money. If you wait till March 2nd, there may not be CalGrant funds available for you. So you want to make sure that you get your financial aid application in order and processed between Christmas and New Year's. That would be ideal. Okay? So let's go over 10 things about CalGrant, other than what I've already talked about. CalGrants are free money for college from the state of California. You do not have to pay this money back. That's why it's so fantastic. There are different types of CalGrant, and they have GPA as well as parental income limit ceilings. So it's a little bit complicated. It's a case-by-case basis. But it's something that you want to try because you may get one, okay? So you have CalGrant A, okay? In order to get CalGrant A, you have to be a California resident. You have to be a U.S. citizen or an eligible non-citizen. That'd be an undocumented student or a DACA student. And you have to be enrolled at least half-time in a college. So that would be like 9 credit hours. Ideally, it'd be 12 credit hours. To get CalGrant A, you have to have a cumulative unweighted GPA of 3.0. And you must file a free application for federal student aid, a FAFSA, or a California DREAM Act application. And you also have to verify your GPA. Now, Santa Rosa City Schools, at the end of October, uploads your high school transcript data to the California Student Aid Commission for you as a service. So you should check with me in the College and Career Center to verify that your data has been uploaded. It probably will. Usually Santa Rosa City Schools just misses students, like if they come move into the area like in November or December. But chances are your data will be uploaded. If it's not, I will give you a GPA verification form for you to send in. Okay. Now you have to have a 3.0 GPA, and you have to be admitted to a CSU, a UC, or a private school, like a liberal arts school, or a for-profit institution. So if you go to a UC, CalGrant A pays you $12,570 a year for 4 years. That is completely amazing. If you go to a CSU school, CalGrant A pays you the sum of $5,742 a year for 4 years. And if you go to a private school, like a liberal arts school, you will get $9,084 a year for 4 years. And there's also, if you go to a for-profit institution, you can get money too. But I recommend not applying to a for-profit institution because of all the fraud in for-profit institutions. I only recommend trade schools, community colleges, and colleges and universities that are public, have some kind of public sanction to them. So that's CalGrant A. That is amazing. Okay, then there's also a CalGrant B. Most students who attend a community college will get CalGrant B. CalGrant B, you need to have a 2.0 GPA. You have to meet the family income levels. And you get $1,672 a year for 2 years. And then when you transfer, if you transfer to a UC or a CSU school or a private school, it will convert to a CalGrant A for the last 2 years of CalGrant. So CalGrant is 4 years, always 4 years. But the CalGrant B, you get $1,672 a year for 2 years. And then if you transfer, it will convert to CalGrant A for 2 more years. That is amazing. This is the most flexible CalGrant you can get. And most of our students who go to Santa Rosa Junior College will get CalGrant B. Okay. Now, CalGrant B, that's $1,672 a year. So for 2 years, that's like $3,300, just rounding it up. If you add Santa Rosa Junior College for free on top of that and the Doyle Scholarship on top of that, that's $4,600. So if you add those two together, you're going to get a lot of free money. So it's really worth it to apply for CalGrant. And if you're going to SRJC and you meet the qualifications for CalGrant, you probably are going to get CalGrant B. Now we have CalGrant C, and that's also applied for students who go to trade school. So if you're going to Little's Beauty College, or if you're going to like a truck driving school or something like that, that's not in a community college, CalGrant C is probably what you're going to be awarded. And it pays $1,094 a year for 4 years. It pays for tuition fees, tools, stuff like that. And you'll also get $2,462 for books and supplies. So that's a great deal, CalGrant C. There is also 2 other additional factors of the CalGrant. There's the Chafee grant. So for students in the foster youth system. So if you're a high school senior and you're in the foster youth system, you can apply for the Chafee grant. That gives you $5,000 a year for college and educational training for 4 years. That is amazing. Also, parents who are higher income earners, there is a CalGrant for you. So most of the CalGrant offerings are for lower income families, but if you're a high earning family, there is called the middle class scholarship. This is if you're a high earning family, you're going to apply for the middle class scholarship. It's a separate scholarship application from what CalGrant uses, like the FAFSA or the DREAM Act. So it's an additional thing that you have to apply for on the California Student Aid website. And the income ceiling is $171,000 a year. So if your parents make less than $171,000 a year, you can qualify for the middle class scholarship, and that gives you a 10 to 40% tuition reduction to a CSU or a UC school for their tuition. So there's something for everybody. There's CalGrant for high income families and CalGrant for low income families. So the keys to the CalGrant: make sure that you file your financial aid application by March 2nd. October 1st is the first date you can apply for your financial aid through FAFSA if you're a U.S. citizen, or if you're a green card holder, you can apply for FAFSA October 1st to March 2nd is your window that you want to satisfy that. And if you're a California DREAM Act an undocumented student and you're filling out the California Dream Act, you need to get your financial aid done by March 2nd because CalGrant and institutional aid are the only two sources of aid that you can depend on. So I hope I addressed the myth of I'm not going to apply for CalGrant because I'm not going to file a FAFSA because I'm not going to get financial aid. That's not true. There are levels of CalGrant for every student out there. Now, like I did say at the beginning of the broadcast here, at the beginning of this episode, that CalGrant is a pool, and the later you apply, the funds might be used up. So if that's the case where you did qualify for a CalGrant, but there was not money available and you didn't get it this year, you can apply for it next year. And the financial aid office of the school or college that you're going to after graduation can help you reapply for the CalGrant. So I hope that this episode kind of wrapped up some questions you may have about the CalGrant. If you still have existing questions, you can email me at the contact information in the show notes below. So I hope you had a great day, and I hope you get a lot of CalGrant. Well, that's today's episode of the Montgomery High School College and Career Podcast. If these episodes provide you some kind of value in your college and career readiness, please subscribe to this podcast in any of the major podcatchers out there. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever you're listening to this podcast, please subscribe. And also, you can contact me through the email in the show notes if you have ideas for future episodes. Have a great day. Thanks for listening.